So today we got a John Deere 700K and they are reporting no satellites. So of course the first thing you want to do is check the status lights and see. Of course it's so hard to see anything in there the way they mounted this. That's typical. I do see all the way at the very end it's chirping red. It should actually be chirping red and green. Green for GPS and red for GLONASS, I believe. Check the connectors in here. Most likely we're gonna have an issue. I see they got a test cable on here. Most likely it's gonna be either an antenna or a cable voltage. So start at the end point, the antenna, check for voltage. The other thing to check for is that little pinhole in there. If you can see it, it's a little rounded. Might not be making contact. We'll check this for voltage just to see if there's anything coming through. Should be about 4 to 5 volts. Alright, so 0 voltage at this end of the cable. So we just follow it down into the hood and check there. Now be sure to check the pin. And we'll check for voltage. Negative is on the outside, positive on the inside. Hey, look at that. So obviously their test cable is no good. So we'll make them up a new one. These are not easy to make with these little tiny coaxial wires with these large crimps. They just sometimes they don't go together very well. And I imagine this is the one that's probably bad. This one looks more factory. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. We'll make a new wire. Alright, so I put a new cable on it. These are temporary cables. They're what we make for test cables. And if you can't get the part right away, you know, they'll work for a little while, but they're so thin, the coaxial inside, it breaks very easily. Now let's check the system, see if we have GPS. Just give it a restart. There is a chance that one's bad too. I don't know how many times I've made these cables. They just, a lot of times they just they don't work. The wires are too thin to get good compression on them with these large fittings. So let me test this one for voltage and see if we're getting voltage through it. Alright, so their cable is most likely good. This cable's more likely to be good as well. It's a brand new cable. Do you see the negative side on this? The pin is the positive, the negative, how it's squashed. And if you take this and you actually push it in, there's no resistance, none. You should, that outer casing, which is the negative, should be touching the inside of this little connector fitting. the pin is definitely going to make contact. I mean, that's going straight in. So what we can do is we can just reflare those out. All you need is a little tool. Reflare them out so that they make contact, and we'll check it. We're still getting voltage here. It's just not making contact. And one of the safest ways to fix a problem like that is just take a screwdriver and just pry it up against, there's 4 little slots right there, and just lightly tap it as it starts to bend over, and it's just spread them out, and you should definitely feel resistance. You see how that's got resistance now? So we'll screw it on and then we'll check for voltage on this end. Probably not the best use of an excavator. You know what he's banging into? This area right here is known for its Triassic layer. Triassic layer has dinosaur bones in it. That's what I'd be looking for. Interesting. Anyways, alright, so we do have voltage now. I just got to string this up, put it into the antenna, and test the system. So flaring that negative connection in there gave me voltage running through my cable up to the antenna. Let's go in and check the system. Let's restart it. And wait for it. Here it comes. And wow, that's taking a while. We're gonna do a factory reset on that one. Good Lord. Probably because I'm in amongst the trees. Lots of trees. Bam. Green. Good to go. Let's go in, just double check. They're updated. I want to do a factory reset on that just because it was a little slow. But I assume it was mostly probably due to the trees. Receiver managing, connect. We're connecting to the main because it's the only antenna on this machine. Initializing connection, tools, factory reset, yes, and just get out of there. We're done. Out of there. I like to check the calibration for the screen. We'll open up 3D MC, go in and see, we'll let it load. Should be much faster. Should be, but we just did a factory reset, so we got actually one secure satellite at the moment. Still trying to find that base. We're up to 10 satellites, none connected yet. We got 6 GPS, 5 GLONASS, so we're up to 11. And now we are secured with 5 with an error rate of 23 feet, 29 feet. That's a huge error. That's horizontal and vertical error. That's huge. And as you see, as you get more satellites, that horizontal and vertical error starts to come down. Ideally it should be 200s, 300s difference. But because we're in the trees here, you see we're missing this big huge chunk right there and a chunk over here. We're only technically seeing that area over there and not over here. So we're missing a lot of satellites. Best thing to do with this machine, get it out in the open. And let it connect better. But as far as I'm concerned, it's good. It's initializing. It's good. Someone was here 70121. That's your sensor location. It's your antenna. So we'll actually take it for a spin and we'll get it out in the open a little bit more. Let it. I was actually hoping for a difficult job today, but that was easy troubleshooting. But well, maybe next time. Let's get it moved so it can initialize better. It is critical that you take and test out that cable, because it's not an original cable. Just make sure it's going to go through its full motions without breaking or catching on something or going red. So that looks good. We're actually green now with 12 out of 15. So I'm happy with that. That's actually good. And if these guys want me to check their system to make sure it is cutting to the model, we'll do that. And it says take down a foot. That's probably about right. I don't see any stakes around here, but we'll ask them. That's actually good. So this one can go back to work. Yep.